वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू CGB Mentors. सो आई होप आप लोगों ने एग्जाम दिया, आपका एग्जाम काफ़ी अच्छा गया एंड द सीरीज दैट वी वर रनिंग इट वाज यूजफुल फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. So let's start our routine schedule. It is about the PIB session जहाँ पे हम PIB के articles से related जो important आपके news है उनको cover करते हैं. So today we are going to discuss the 7th and 8th October's PIB articles. So let's start. I hope I'm audible and visible. And today we are starting with very interesting article that is about the export surge that India has seen in its economy. Okay, so let's start. It will be in your phase 2 part. So let's start about this news. So here, this particular article, it says that in the August month of 2025, the Indian export, it has seen some kind of a positive growth when we compare it with the previous year. So that is the positive growth rate of 5.77% का growth या positive growth हमने देखा है. So that is the good picture for us for the export. Now export की अगर हम बात करें for the quarter of April to August 2025, इसको अगर हम compare करते हैं previous year से, so उसमें भी हमने यहाँ पे increase देखा है, that is more than what we have earlier seen, that is 4.77%. It is at 5.19%. So please remember this particular fact कि हमारा जो export है in the August month and also अगर हम April से August 2025 की बात करें, it has seen the positive growth rate. Specifically, if we talk about the merchandise export, so it has also risen to 2.31%. ठीक है, so इस percentage के साथ ये grow कर रहा है. Especially हमारा जो service export है, it is some kind of a seen some surge and that is of 8.65%, okay, for this time period, April to August 2025. So that is the good picture for your Indian economy when we talk about the exports, because exports अगर अच्छा perform कर रहे हैं, that means our economy is some kind of a getting the boost. When we talk about the export, where we are exporting, so the key exporting cities or the countries are Hong Kong, China, USA, Germany, Korea, UAE, Nepal, Belgium, Bangladesh, and Brazil. Okay, so they are at this particular, list. Now, as per the World Bank data, the world's export is growing at 2.5%. So this is the World Bank data that shows कि अगर हम global level पे export की बात करें, so वो 2.5% के percentage के साथ rise कर रहा है. But when we specifically see the figures of Indian export, so they are growing at the 7.1% percentage in year 2024. So that is something we are showing our competitiveness in terms of other global players. Okay, so please, if you have some kind of a question in the descriptive answer writing में आपके कुछ question आते हैं which is about the the steps that the Indian government has taken in terms of boosting the Indian export, so you can quote this कि because of those important schemes or the initiative, the Indian export, it is growing at the 7.1% and that is outpacing the global growth rate as per the world data. Okay, now we have the share of export in the Indian GDP. So it has also increased from 19.8%, which was in 2015. Now it is at 21.2% in 2024. Okay, so that is showing the relevance of the export in the Indian economy as per the World Bank. Now we have also, this government has also set the target of $1 trillion of export in the current financial year. So maybe they will ask you the direct question, what is the target of Indian government of, in terms of achieving the export in the current financial year? So that is $1 trillion. Okay, and that is one of the aim in terms of achieving our, vision of being the developed country. Okay, tell me what is the year of this particular vision. Now, India has also achieved the significant milestone in the global tea industry, surpassing Sri Lanka to become the world's second largest exporter of the tea. So that is something you need to remember, okay? So यहाँ पे world का second largest tea producer या फिर exporter कौन बन चुका है? हमारी country बन चुकी है. Earlier it was Sri Lanka and largest कौन है? It is China. Okay, so just remember these figures directly. कई बार आ जाता है कौन से crop में कौन सी country is the largest producer or the largest exporter. So the second largest exporter of tea in 2024 is India, surpassing Sri Lanka. Also, in terms of our textile and apparel industry, we are at the 6th largest exporter of textile and apparel globally. Okay, so that is 4.1% share in the calendar year 2024. So that is something about, just giving you the picture about the Indian export. Okay, now government initiative, they have mentioned about the treaty, that is the foreign trade policy 2023. किस तरीके से we are coming up with the remission and जो export duty आपकी cut की जाती है in terms of promoting the exporters. So they have mentioned about the remission of duties and taxes on the exported product. So here they have mentioned that under this particular scheme, they have reimbursed nearly 58,000 crore rupees as of March 2025. So that is something very huge amount that they have reimbursed. Now also they have mentioned about the scheme TIES. So that stands for Trade Infrastructure for Export Scheme. So here this particular infrastructure scheme, it is promoting the exporter by building up their infrastructure related to the export industry. Also we have integrated plan of the government of India, that is PM Gati Shakti plan, जहाँ पे हमने ये देखा कि कई बार जो भी आपके जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन या फिर जो भी आपके कनेक्टिविटी इशू आते हैं या फिर कोई भी आपके कनेक्टिविटी प्लान्स होते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, दे आर हैम्पर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द मिसमैनेजमेंट और मिसकम्युनिकेशन अमंग द डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स और द मिनिस्ट्री. सो हियर वी हैव पीएम गति शक्ति प्लान, जहाँ पे हम डिफरेंट जो भी आपके प्रोजेक्ट मेकिंग डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं, दे आर कमिंग टुगेदर हैविंग द डिस्कशन, और जो भी आपकी डिलेड होती हैं कनेक्टिविटी प्रोजेक्ट्स में, दे आर addressed properly. So here, because of this particular plan, we have seen that the India's global logistic, the ranking of India in the logistic index, it has also increased. So earlier it was 44 in 2018, now it has increased to 38. So this is the particular index that is being released by World Bank. Also we have come up with the digital tools, for example National Single Window System, Trade Connect e-platform, we have ICE that is for जो भी आपके custom duty से relating e-filing होती है, e-payments होते हैं, that can be done through this ICE. Okay, now we have 24/7 helpline facility, that is named as Indian Customs Electronic Data Interchange Gateway, okay, which is shortly known as ICE. So it was launched in the year 2007. Also, we have some of the free trade agreement with different countries which are mentioned here. So we have good relationship with Oman, Peru के साथ free trade agreement we have signed, India Chile comprehensive economic partnership, UAE के साथ we have this particular country जिसके साथ हम specifically we want to strengthen our economic relationship with this country. Also we have India Australia, India EU, and also India UK. So on this particular free trade agreement, कि there are some European countries जिनके साथ हमने recently अभी क्या किया था, free trade agreement sign किया. On that particular free trade agreement, one particular question came up in your exam. So just go, अगर आपने एग्जाम नहीं दिया है, just go through the paper जो आपका 2025 का भी recently पेपर हुआ है, उसको देखिए, एक आइडिया लीजिए कि किस तरीके के क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में पूछे गए. ओके, Now here we have the Buildthon 2025. So विकसित भारत Buildthon, इसके ब्रांड एम्बेसडर चुने गए हैं कौन? The same person, that is Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who has been into the space from India. So here he has been chosen as the brand ambassador for Viksit Bharat Buildthon. So what is this Buildthon? So this is nothing but this is a very mega initiative by the Department of School Education and Literacy, that is Ministry of Education का ये department है, and in collaboration with the Niti Aayog. Okay, so direct question will be coming up that this Viksit Bharat Buildthon has been launched by Ministry of Education in collaboration with which body? It is the Atal Innovation Mission के अंदर नीति आयोग के साथ यहाँ पे collaborate किया गया है. So what is this? Here this particular mega innovation mission, it objects to engage 1 crore students of class 6 to 12. Okay, so on different themes, किस तरीके से हम टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करके different AI models का यूज करके we can integrate the students of class 6 to 12 on different themes, that is स्वदेशी, आत्मनिर्भर भारत, वोकल फॉर लोकल, समृद्ध भारत. सो डिफरेंट जो भी उनके इनोवेशन हम करवाते हैं, जो भी कंपटीशन होगा वो इन लार्जर थीम्स पे करवाए जाएंगे. हियर द अवार्ड मनी इज ऑफ 1 crore rupees एंड हियर 10 नेशनल लेवल विनर्स विल बी सिलेक्टेड एंड डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज इन्होंने बनाई है. सो हियर यू नीड टू रिमेंबर कि which is the body which is organizing it. It is objected to inspire the students from this particular standards, promoting the values of self-reliance. So it is basically taking the help of the students and involving the youth participation in the nation making. Now we have Ministry of Finance. So here the Ministry of Finance, this particular body, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom, it has introduced one particular initiative, एक system based auto approval दिया है इन्होंने IFSC code registration का to enhance the ease of doing business. So here you can have a seamless transfer और जो आपका बैंक अकाउंट या IFSC कोड है उनको प्रॉपरली वेरीफाई कर लिया जाएगा, सीमलेसली वेरीफाई कर लिया जाएगा with the automatic approve request for the registration of the same incentive bank account and also the IFSC code. Okay, so that is the recent initiative. ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को प्रमोट करना, जो भी कंप्लायंसेस होते हैं, लेंदी आपके प्रोसीजर होते हैं, उनको कट डाउन करना, ऑल्सो ट्रेड एफिशिएंसी या ऑपरेशन को strengthen करना. So that is the objective of this particular initiative that they have taken. So here the exporter, they will be getting the benefit of it. And also here the existing model was already there. IceGate में there was this facility of online registration of the authorized dealer code. Okay, so वैसे ही कुछ same model they have introduced for the IFSC code approval. Okay, now we have this particular amount that has been sanctioned by the PSB, public sector banks, that is of 10,907 crore rupees. It has been sanctioned. Over 5 lakh loan application amounting to this particular value has been approved by the public sector banks under the Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Okay, so you know that this particular scheme, it is very important scheme by the government of India, which is oriented to promote the affordable solar energy. It also, kind of encourages the citizens to promote, to adopt this solar energy panels. Okay, so for that they will be needing some kind of loans. Okay, so that loan will be approved by the public sector banks. Okay, so here this update is given for the September month कि 10,907 crore rupees का ये जो loan allocation है, financial support has been provided in terms of more than 5 lakh loans by these public sector banks. Okay, so here जो credit delivery processes है, collateral free आपके जो loans है, they are approved by these PSBs, and here loans are processed through the Jan Samarth portal. Okay, so that is the national portal for PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So remember this, here they have talked about the key benefit under this particular scheme, that you will be getting the loan up to 2 lakh rupees at the competitive interest, या तो lower interest rate पे provide किए जाएंगे, either you will get it at the collateral free loan, longer tenure होगा for the repayment, and also there is this 6 month of moratorium period for the disbursement. So here 6 months के लिए you don't need to pay this loan, right? So please remember this fact, that the further achievement of this particular scheme in terms of promoting the solar adoption. Now we have Ministry of Commerce and Industry, where this 7th meeting of India-Brazil trade monitoring mechanism has been held in New Delhi. Okay, so यहाँ पे जो भी bilateral trade है, diplomatic relationship है between India and Brazil, they have been strengthened through this particular meeting. And here 75 years से भी ज़्यादा हो गए हैं इनके bilateral relationship को. Both the nations, they have target to increase the bilateral trade of to this 20 billion US dollar in the coming next 5 years. Okay, so that is the objective of these two countries in terms of building their bilateral trade. Brazil is also the largest trading partner of India when we talk about in terms of being this country in the Latin American and the Caribbean regions. Okay, so please remember this fact between the India and Brazil. Ministry of Textile. So recently Ministry of Textile, the Union Minister, they have celebrated World Cotton Day. So World Cotton Day has been celebrated. And here what was the theme? So theme was Cotton 2040, Technology, Climate and Competitiveness. Okay, and it is being jointly organized by the Ministry of Textile and Confederation of Indian Textile Industry. And they have mentioned about, ये तो इंडिया में इन्होंने इस थीम के अंडर किया था, बट जो ग्लोबल लेवल पे ये जो आपका कॉटन वर्ल्ड कॉटन डे सेलिब्रेट किया गया 7th of October को, डेट को याद रखिए, 7th of October को इन्होंने ये सेलिब्रेट किया अंडर द थीम दैट इज फैब्रिक ऑफ आवर लाइव्स. ओके, एंड दैट इज बीइंग jointly held by the Food and Agriculture Organization with one country, that is Chad. रिपब्लिक ऑफ चार्ट के साथ फाओ ने मिलकर के इसको क्या किया, सेलिब्रेट किया. एंड इंडिया में द थीम वाज डिफरेंट, व्हिच वाज द थीम कॉटन 2040, टेक्नोलॉजी, क्लाइमेट एंड कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस. इंडिया में अगर हम देखें 40% of world's cotton area is there in our country. Productivity remains lower that is remains at 450 kg per hectare. Okay, much lower than this 2000 kgs per hectare in many other countries. So that means हमारा जो cotton जो भी आपके cotton areas हैं उनकी productivity अभी भी low है. They have potential, but we have to consider them by incorporating the technologies and all. Okay. Also, we have the states like Telangana, we have Gujarat, we have Maharashtra, which are the largest cotton producing state. Now, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, they have recently celebrated this World Cerebral Palsy Day. So this is being celebrated with the National Institute of Composite Regional Centers, and that is being celebrated on October 6th, and its theme tha unique and united. You know, this particular disease or this is the neurological disease जहाँ पे जो आपके nervous system है they get impacted. Now, Ministry of Power, so the Union Minister, he has recently participated in the G20 energy transitions. So Johannesburg, South Africa में G20 का आपका summit चल रहा है, and here in this particular line, this particular G20 energy transitional ministerial level meeting is also being conducted, जहाँ पे इन्होंने participate किया था. Just remember this fact. Ministry of Information say, so this is the MOU which is signed between the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry and the Indian Institute of Creative Technology. Okay, so this they have signed this particular MOU with Netflix India, जहाँ पे जो भी आपके स्टार्टअप से रिलेटेड यूथ हैं who are engaged in this particular animation, visual effects, gamings and all, they will be getting the scholarship, and जो selected आपके students होंगे they will be getting the hands-on experience through the Netflix for the creative equity. Okay, so their talent will be supported by Netflix under this particular MOU. Now here, indigenous customized temporomandibular joint. So this particular joint, it joins your jawline. Okay, so this implant has been successfully performed on 4 patients at the MAIDS. So that is Maulana Azad Institute of Dental Sciences में this particular implant procedure has been done. You have to remember this. MAIDS, it's also this Center for Advanced Research of Indian Council of Medical Research. They have coordinated with the MDMS. Okay. So indigenously we have done this transplantations, implantation. So that is very important for you. कि किसने किया था. Now, India AI Impact Summit 2026 में held होगा. That will be held in Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi, February 19 से 2026 में ये होने वाला है. And that is going to be very important. इसका logo we have just designed, and logo is being designed by Ajit P. Suresh, and here they have designed this logo with Ashok Chakra. So that is very important for you to remember कि Ashok Chakra को यहाँ पे reflect किया गया है, represent किया गया है. That symbolizes our ethical governance. Okay, so AI में कैसे हम ethics की बात कर रहे हैं, so that they have been shown under this particular logo. Ministry of Defense से देखिए INS Abhay and INFAC T82 they have been decommissioned. So this Indian naval ship Abhay and Indian naval fast attack craft. Okay, so this INS Abhay, that is the anti-submarine corvette that we have got from Soviet Union, Soviet POC 2 class type का है, that was commissioned at Georgia. Okay, in 1989. And this INFAC T82, that was the Israel Super Dwara Mk2 class, that was commissioned in 2003. So that is very long time back that we have inducted them, and now they have performed their service and they are retired. Now, defense capital acquisition की बात करें, so it has increased. It was earlier 74,000 crore rupees in financial year 2021-22. Now they are at 1.2 lakh crore in financial year 2024-25. That is the recent data that we have got from the Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh. So he has inaugurated this national conference which was held in New Delhi, and the theme was this opportunities of defense manufacturing in the country, where he has talked about this defense capital acquisition which is at this value 1.2 lakh crore in 2024-25. Okay. Now, when we see this government's public procurement policy, to say 25% of the annual procurement, it is reserved for the vulnerable section or the underserved section, that is the micro and small enterprises. Okay. Now one of the target of the डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री, इट इज डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को 3 लाख करोड़ की वैल्यू पे हमें रखना है, एंड द एक्सपोर्ट फ्रॉम द डिफेंस विल बी एट 50,000 crore rupees by 2029. That is our objective for this year. So please remember, they have mentioned about the innovation for defense excellence IDEX scheme, जो कि 2018 में लॉन्च किया गया था, for modernization of the Indian military. सृजन दी, that is about, it is more like a digital repository mapping for having the integrated, seamless communication between different forces. Also they have this defense exim portal, export import से related जो भी आपका एक single window platform की तरह ये काम करेगा. So that is about this particular reform that they have taken in the defense industry. Now DRDO, it has released the Indian Radio Software Architecture Standard 1.0. Okay, so that is Indian Radio Software Architecture Standard 1.0, that is for enabling the interoperability in the military communication. So military communication को boost करने के लिए different technology को यहाँ पे integrate किया गया है, and they have ensured this waveform portability, SDR interoperability, certification conformance. So that is between the military, different जो आपके air forces हैं या फिर army है, navy है, उनके बीच में जो भी आपका seamless connectivity है, communication है, that will be boost with this particular IRSA version. Okay, so that is India's very first national specification defining a standardized software architecture for the software defined radios. So जो भी radio communication का use करते हैं, they will be managed with this particular software. Now Abhidhamma Divas, it is being celebrated by the International Buddhist Confederation in collaboration with this university, Gautam Buddha University, Greater Noida के साथ. So they have celebrated this on the full moon, and the theme was the relevance of Abhidhamma in the understanding of the Buddhist thought, text, tradition, contemporary perspective. So Buddhist ideology, Buddhist values को promote करने के लिए this particular conference was held. Now Central Council for Research in Homeopathy and Manipal Academy, they have joined the hands, and that is about promoting the homeopathy research with this particular collaboration. So facilitating fruitful collaboration in the core field of research, education, training, specifically in the field of homeopathic. Now we have CCEA से एक particular information that cabinet has approved this 4 multi-tracking project covering 18 districts in the states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Chhattisgarh. तो ये 4 projects आपके वर्धा से भुसावल, गोंडिया, डोंगरगढ़, वडोदरा से रतलाम and इटारसी से भोपाल. So they will be a 4 different projects, multi-tracking projects हैं Indian Railways के 18 districts को ये cover करेंगे. Okay, now we have 8th of October news, PIB का. That is about what steps the government has taken in terms of curbing the cyber frauds. Okay, so here just see cyber frauds कितने ज़्यादा daunting हो चुके हैं in this present time. So we have 86% of the households which are connected with the internet. Okay, so we have 86% of the household which are connected with the internet, and here this data is very important for you to understand that cyber security या cyber fraud जैसे कोई भी incidences होते हैं, so they will be going to impact this particular number. Okay, so cyber security related incidents की अगर हम बात करें, in 2020 it was only 10.29 lakh, now it has increased, double हो गए हैं, that is 22.68 lakh in 2024. Okay, so with the rising penetration of internet in our economy, जो भी digitalization हो रहा है हमारी economy का, with that one threat is also emerging, that is of cyber fraud. And this cyber fraud is very detrimental for some of the vulnerable industries or the sector, that is critical infrastructure हो गया आपका, for example highways हो गए या जो भी आपकी connectivity या railways हो गए, उनके जो services है उनको impact कर सकता है. We have the finance sector, आपका पूरा जो banking sector है, they get impacted with this cyber fraud. Health sector हो गया, the telecommunication, it can be impacted. So basically आपका जो citizens का जो security है, safety है, that can be hampered, and also the national security can be at stake if we are not able to secure our critical infrastructure services from the cyber threat. Okay, so that is the reason they have provided us this data कि किस तरीके से digital India के साथ साथ this particular threat is also occurring. So for that the government has identified this कि हम अगर digitalization की बात करें, so we have to focus on the cons of it कि हमें साइबर सिक्योरिटी जैसे जो हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उनके ऊपर भी ध्यान देना होगा. एंड नाउ वी हैव टू एलोकेट more than 782 crore rupees for the cyber security related projects. They have also mentioned ki 9.42 lakh SIM cards has been distributed and also they are linked to cyber frauds. They have been blocked. Okay, so जो भी आपके SIM cards illegal activities में थे, cyber fraud से related थे, they are being identified and they are blocked. Okay, and that has been done with the kind of steps जो हमारा I4C है, this particular body it is working. Then they have particular financial fraud risk indicator. So these are some of the mechanism through which the government is also able to identify this particular fraud. Now they are discussing some of the emerging cyber frauds or the threats. So spoofing का नाम इन्होंने mention किया. Directly एक question आ सकता है, what is spoofing? So spoofing is nothing but जब भी आपका जो भी offender होता है, they are showing you that they are coming from a trusted source and then they are getting your the very important data or information. So that is where criminals act like trusted sources. They are showing up in the multiple fraud reports. Okay, so that they have identified. Then we have deep fakes leveraging AI का use करके phishing activities हो रही है. Deep fake जो videos हैं, they are being circulated. So काफी misinformation या fake news है that is being circulated through the social media intermediaries. So that has been addressed by the government of India. Now they are also saying कि UPI की बात हम करते हैं कि we have collaborated with the different countries and we have strengthened this collaboration through the UPI. Okay, so again seamless हमारा जो भी financial payment है वो ensure करने के लिए UPI was introduced. कि हर vendor के पास vegetable vendor हो या कहीं पे भी they have the scanner. But with that, they are also prone to some cyber frauds. So उसको भी उन्होंने यहाँ पे बात की है कि there are several mobile numbers which are being compromised and UPI के through cyber जो frauds हैं they are being done. Now to address this, Department of Telecommunication, we have several times we have discussed this indicator, that is financial fraud risk indicator. Different पैरामीटर्स पे या डिग्री पे आपके जो नंबर्स हैं दे आर बीइंग आइडेंटिफाइड. मीडियम, हाई, वेरी हाई रिस्क कैटेगरी में दे आर शोन दिस सस्पिशियस नंबर जिसके थ्रू फ्रॉड होने के चांसेस हैं. ऑल्सो इलिसिट डिजिटल वेंचर्स के बारे में उन्होंने बात की. ऑनलाइन बेटिंग एप्स, यू सी दिस काइंड ऑफ अ फेक प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पे आपको ये वादा किया जाता है आप बेटिंग करते हो, ऑनलाइन बेटिंग करते हो, सो यू विल गेट हाई रिटर्न्स. So for that we have to have a robust framework. Cyber security का एक framework होना चाहिए. And then we have launched this Information Technology Act 2000 में आया था this particular IT Act. So जो भी आपके emerging IT related आपकी technology उनको cover करते हुए this IT and also the privacy of the users, they are being mentioned under this IT Act 2000. Also in 2021, one particular rule addressing this IT Act was introduced by the government of India. That's called Information Technology Intermediaries Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. So you know कि जो आपके social media platform हैं, they are acting as a इंटरमीडियरी. सो वहाँ पे आप कोई भी अपना सोर्स या कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन आप पुट करते हैं, दे डोंट चेक कि इट इज़ राइट और रॉन्ग, इफ इट इज़ हर्टिंग समवन सेंटिमेंट और नॉट. सो दे आर एक्टिंग एज अ प्लेटफॉर्म और जो भी आपके इंफॉर्मेशन है दे आर गेटिंग सर्कुलेटेड. बट दीज सोशल मीडिया intermediaries, they are also having some kind of responsibility. Okay, so that responsibility, that due diligence has been addressed in this particular rule of 2021. Okay, now then we have this very important Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Puttaswamy case के बाद we needed some kind of a right to privacy की तो बात हुई, but right to privacy in the digital era, that was also needed to be addressed, and that was addressed in this particular act which was introduced in year 2023. Now we have talked about some management system, that is Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting management system. Okay, so यहाँ पे financial institutions, they are able to save more than 5,489 crore rupees through this particular management system, जहाँ पे जो भी cyber related आपकी fraud activities होती हैं वो identify की जाती हैं. Then under section 78 of the IT Act, National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center was created, and that is acting as an agency for protection of the critical information infrastructure in our country. Then in 2019, we have this Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, which was created by the Ministry of Home Affairs. So that provides you the comprehensive framework for the law enforcing agency to deal with the cyber crimes, which are actually done in the organized manner. Then we have one portal, National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. So जो भी crime होते हैं, you are able to report it directly to with the government. National Mission on the Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. It is again very important. Advanced research innovation has been done in terms of integrating cyber security and also AI. Then we have the scheme cyber crime prevention against women and children. तो जो सबसे ज़्यादा vulnerable section है in cyber crime का, that is women. कई बार ये भी देखा गया है that the digital literacy or the financial literacy it's not as par as there among the men. So जो women हैं, they are more prone to such kind of frauds. Also children, they don't have this particular understanding about using the smartphones or जो भी आपके social media sites हैं, so they are prone to such kind of a cyber fraud. So here this particular scheme has been launched specifically for this particular group. Now Samanvay platform, it is also launched by the government of India, जहाँ पे जो भी आपके different criminal activities होती हैं अलग अलग states में, so जो भी आपकी enforcement agency है, they can have a integrated talk and then they can deal with this such kind of a crimes. Pratibimb, so this is a module map location to locate the criminals and the crime infrastructure. Then we have Sahyog portal, again the initiative of the Ministry of Home Affairs addressing the unlawful online content. And then we have Bharat National Cyber Security Exercise, 21 July से August 1st तक ये हुआ था. That is about promoting the cyber security awareness. Okay. Now we have very important roadmap on AI for inclusive societal development that is being unveiled by Niti Aayog. Okay, so please remember this particular study that Niti Aayog has been come up with. This is AI for inclusive societal development. Okay, so direct अगर question आया कि ये जो particular study है that has been done by which body, it is by Niti Aayog and that is about providing कि AI का use हम किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं, addressing the concerns of the workers who are involved in the informal sectors. So here 490 million informal workers are there in our Indian economy and they are acting as a backbone of our economy, right? So here how can we use systematically this AI for their betterment? So that has been discussed under this particular report. Now Niti Aayog, it has also called for Mission Digital Shram Setu. Again one question कि ये जो digital श्रम सेतु है ये किसका इनिशिएटिव है? नीति आयोग का है. It is a proposed national mission to create a roadmap and ecosystem that will make AI accessible, affordable, impactful for every worker. Okay, specifically for the informal workers. Okay, so जो भी आपकी AI related, immersive learning related या different technology related जो आपकी emerging technologies हैं उनको integrate करना is the mission of this particular program. Now they have mentioned about the roadmap has also underlined that the high cost of delay is there. Okay, जितना देर हम ये करेंगे AI को integrate करने के लिए, for example, what is the benefit or what are the pros of integrating AI in the workforce, specifically for the informal workers. जितना delay करेंगे उतना ही हमारी economy या फिर जो हमारा per capita income है that is going to be impacted. So they have mentioned this that the current trajectory of the informal workers annual income, okay, so it is going to be stagnant. Okay, that is at the value of $6,000 by 2047. So $6,000 by 2047 पे ही हमारा जो informal workers का जो annual income है that is going to be stagnated if we are not doing anything about integrating AI, and that is far below the value that we have vision, that is $14,500 target of India. That is the target if we want to become the high income economy. Okay, so अगर हमें high income economy बनना है, so we have to ensure कि जो हमारे informal workers हैं उनकी भी जो annual income है that it can also increase or it can also get surged. Okay, so हमारा target क्या है? $14,500 तक का reach करने का, but if we are not doing anything about this, so it is only going to touch this mark, that is $6,000 by 2047, which is far below what we are expecting. Also remember we have talked about Niti फ्रंटियर टेक हब. So this is more like an action bank for विकसित भारत. So सेम जो रिपोर्ट है इट टॉक्स अबाउट कि किस तरीके से बाय 2047 व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ एआई टू डिफरेंट सेक्शंस. सो हियर दिस नीति फ्रंटियर टेक हब इट इज बीइंग क्रिएटेड, जहां पे डिफरेंट जो थिंक टैंक हैं या फिर थिंक टैंक हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो भी 100 एक्सपर्ट्स हैं डिफरेंट गवर्नमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज के, दे विल बी कमिंग टुगेदर एंड दे विल बी शेपिंग द 10-year रोड मैप, एंड दैट इज on 20 different key parameters. Okay, so different key sectors पे आपका जो टेक्नोलॉजीज के जो भी इमर्जिंग इम्पैक्ट्स हैं, दे आर गोइंग टू बी डिस्कस्ड. रोड मैप तैयार किया जाएगा बाय नीति फ्रंटियर टेक हब. Okay, so here they have mentioned about this thing. Hub is instilling the urgency to act today. Okay, so जो भी आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड हमें स्टेप लेना है, we have to take it today only if we want to become the developed country by 2047. Right, now we have Ministry of Minority Affairs. It has signed the MOU in terms of strengthening this particular प्रधानमंत्री विरासत का संवर्धन स्कीम. सो पीएम विकास के अंदर ये MOU साइन किया गया है बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स विद द इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी पलक्कड़. सो दैट इज बीइंग सिचुएटेड इन केरला. सो हियर द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज जो भी आपके यूथ हैं, द इंडिविजुअल्स फ्रॉम द माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटीज स्पेसिफिकली फ्रॉम द केरला स्टेट, दे विल बी गेटिंग द टेक्निकल असिस्टेंस by this IIT Palakkad, okay, under this particular collaboration. So please remember this. They have also discussed about this Knowledge Partner Export Promotion Council for Handicraft. You know this PM Vikas scheme. It is central sector scheme. Central sector scheme है, and the objective is जो minority community है उनमें skill building करने के लिए this particular scheme was introduced. For the implementation of the scheme, knowledge partner is Export Promotion Council for Handicraft. Okay, so that you need to remember from this particular article. Phase 1 के देखते हैं. Now here, the 8th session of International Solar Alliance, it is held in New Delhi. Okay, so 27 से 30th October 2025 में this particular 8th session of ISA is going to be conducted, and that is जो ISA है, you know कि COP 21 जो Conference of Parties हुआ था 21 का, just a minute. Yes. Okay. So as you know कि COP 21 जो कि पेरिस में हुआ था फ्रांस में, it was decided that India and France इन्होंने एक टॉर्च बेयरर जैसा एक इनिशिएटिव लिया था that they will be bringing different countries जहाँ पे सनलाइट आती है. So under this particular theme कि किस तरीके से we can take the help of solar energy in terms of fulfilling our energy demand. Okay, so COP 21 was concluded in 2015, and under this 8th session is going to be concluded in New Delhi, that will bring the world together under one sun, one vision, and one shared commitment, that is of leveraging this solar energy, right? Here under this particular partnership 124 members are there and the signatory countries under this ISA. COP 30 कहाँ पे होगा आपका, ब्राजील में होगा. So that is ministerial level की जो भी discussion है, that is going to held in Brazil only. Under this ISA Assembly 8th session, they are going to discuss on the 4 strategic pillars, that is catalytic finance hub, global capability center, digitization, regional and country level engagement, and technology roadmap and policy. Okay, and now what is the achievement of India in this renewable energy demand? So India has achieved the renewable energy target 5 years ahead of its target, that was 2030. And क्या है 50% का जो mark है in overall installed electricity coming from the non-fossil fuel, that has been achieved by our country. And now today we have 125 gigawatt of the solar capacity, and now we are world's third largest solar producer. So what are the other 2 countries in terms of the largest solar producer? So this is China, thereafter it is USA, and then we have our country, that is India. Okay, एंड नाउ दे हैव मेंशन अबाउट सम ऑफ द स्कीम्स, जैसे अभी हमने बात की थी पीएम सूर्य घर मुफ्त बिजली योजना की कि 5 लाख से भी ज़्यादा लोन अभी डिस्पर्स किए गए हैं, 20 लाख से भी ज़्यादा हाउस होल्ड्स दे आर getting the benefit out of this particular scheme. And also in terms of green hydrogen, we are doing a lot in terms of achieving this green hydrogen mission. Now Ministry of Law and Justice, ITAT के बारे में उन्होंने बात की. ITAT, which is Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, okay, so this has completed its 84th anniversary. So what is this tribunal? So जो भी आपके इनकम टैक्स की अथॉरिटीज है, जो भी अपील करती है या जो भी अक्यूज पार्टी है, अगर अपील करना चाहती हैं, जो भी लोअर टैक्स रिलेटेड अथॉरिटीज हैं, जो भी अपना जजमेंट देती हैं, फाइनल वर्डिक्ट देती हैं, इफ यू वांट टू क्वेश्चन इट, यू कैन गो टू दी this particular tribunal. This is Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, okay. So it was created in 1941. More transparency can be brought in this particular tax dispute was one of the objective of the creation of this body. So it is specialized in dealing with the appeals related matters which are covered under the Direct Taxes Act, okay. Now ITAT के जो भी फैसले होते हैं, it is final. इनकी अपील्स भी की जा सकती है. इट्स नॉट मोर लाइक कि मतलब बिल्कुल ही लक्ष्मण रेखा हो गया. इफ यू वांट टू गो बियॉन्ड द वर्डिक्ट ऑफ द ITAT, यू कैन गो टू द हाई कोर्ट्स आल्सो. सो एंड द दिस accessibility to high court will be only there if there is some substantial question of law which is arising from this particular फाइनल वर्डिक्ट फ्रॉम द ITAT, ओके. सो ITAT के वैसे फैसले क्या होते हैं, फाइनल होते हैं, बट अपील कैन ऑल्सो बी डन in terms of if there is some substantial question of law, okay. So that in that case you can go to the high court. Earlier when it was created in 1941, it was 6-member body. इसके 3 benches थे. One was in Delhi, then in Mumbai and Kolkata, okay. Now Ministry of Labor, they can directly ask you question on this, okay. So just see Ministry of Labor and Employment. So here you know this particular fact that India ने social security coverage में बहुत अच्छा perform किया. It is being recognized and appreciated by bodies like International Labour Organization, and now in this particular body, this International Social Security Association, it has given this award to our country, that is Outstanding Achievement in the Social Security Award, that is being given by this इंटरनेशनल सोशल सिक्योरिटी एसोसिएशन. हर 3 साल में ये अवार्ड दिया जाता है एंड दैट इज बीइंग प्रेजेंटेड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिटी कुआला लंपुर, मलेशिया में ये अवार्ड दिया जाता है बिकॉज द हेडक्वार्टर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर बॉडी इज सिचुएटेड इन कुआला लंपुर, ओके. नाउ IFSCA, it was established in year 1927. नाम से ही आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा, the countries who are the member of this particular association, if they are doing good in terms of ensuring the social security to its citizens, their work is going to be appreciated and awarded by this body, okay. Now जो previous recipients थे, they were Brazil, China, Rwanda and then Iceland, and now it is 2025 में it is our country, because in 2015, our social protection coverage was only 19%, which has, just see the number, it has increased or surged to 64.3% in 2024 as per ILO, okay. And it is bringing more than 94 crores citizens under the ambit of the social security. So you can just quote the different pension schemes of the government of India. अटल पेंशन स्कीम हो गई या different जो आपकी social security initiative run किए जाते हैं, thanks to them, that 64.3% का social coverage we have provided to our citizens. Now we have World Habitat Day that we have celebrated on the 8th of October with a theme that is urban solutions to the crisis. Now here they have mentioned about different flagship schemes of the government like PMAY Urban Amrut scheme, PM Swanidhi, Swachh Bharat Mission, which are actually focusing on the marginalized or the vulnerable section in terms of creating the habitable environment, okay. Now Ministry of Environment and Forest Climate Change, Global Big Cats Photography Competition 2025, it was recently held, and in that particular competition the award was organized by the union minister or the union this particular ministry, that is the Environment, Forest and Climate Change, in collaboration with the International Big Cat Alliance, Arts, Metro and also Uttar Pradesh की जो आपकी government है, they have collaborated and they have provided this particular this competition ceremony was conducted by them, okay. Now that is being done previous to the global summit on the big cat conservation जो कि होने वाला है आपका 2026 में. Okay, now big cat conservation is what? This is more like the alliance of the countries which are coming together. So there are certain countries जहाँ पे आपके जो 7 majestic big cat species हैं. So there are big cat species like tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, jaguar, cheetah, puma. So that are there. इनके conservation के लिए different countries are coming together and they are protecting them. Okay, जैसे for example India में we are running this project tiger. So that is being run under this particular alliance only. Then we have the initiatives for the conservation of snow leopard. So that is different programs, different conservation programs are being done under this particular alliance. Now, when we talk about the Indian ecosystem in terms of conserving these species, so we have the forest and tree coverage that is of 1445 square kilometers and that is providing 24.17% of the green cover. Okay, now protected area network की बात करें, that is accounting to 5.43% of the the country's geography. Then we have recent insertion into the UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserve. We have total 13 Biosphere Reserve in this UNESCO category and recent जो 13th आपका insertion हुआ है that is of India's only high altitude cold desert Biosphere Reserve that is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so cold desert Biosphere Reserve from India has been identified under this particular list and that is 13th in number. So that is about this. Now we have 30% increase in the tiger population. Last decade में देखा गया 58 tiger reserves हैं. More than 75% of the tiger population it is in our country. So that means India is the big achiever in terms of conserving or protecting this flagship species that is tiger. Now they have also this plan, Tiger at 2047 plan, that is every potential tiger landscape जितने भी आपके रहेंगे. Sometimes we talk about this man-animal conflict क्योंकि जो भी more than 10 or 12% of the tiger population they are not inside the protected area. So we want to have this conservation plan inside the protected areas so that we will be covering by our celebration of 100th year of independence. Also, this National Tiger Conservation Authority, it has also introduced this survey. Smart patrols cover करता है tiger population. आपके पता है कि on the regular basis it is being done. So, world का largest camera trap survey has been conducted by NTCA that has got the recognition in the Guinness World Record. And different states are also running some of the programs like Ladakh में Himal Rakshaks करके है, Cheetah Mitra in Madhya Pradesh, Vanya Prani Mitras in Gujarat. So there are different kind of a community participation or the programs which are run in different states. Winners की अगर बात करें इस competition की, so it is Rajashri Banerjee first prize, Abhijit Chattopadhyay that is second prize and Narayan Malu that is he has gotten this third prize. Now PMO say we have the very first phase of Navi Mumbai International Airport. It has been built with the cost of 19,650 crore rupees and it is India's largest greenfield airport projects. Okay, and it is also the second international airport in Mumbai after Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. It is also the India's very first airport which is going to be get connected with the water taxis. So जो भी आपका Arabian Sea से जो भी आपके taxis हैं, they will be transporting or providing this passage to the passengers. Also on this particular occasion, the PM has also inaugurated the short-term employability program in Maharashtra state. Now ENAM platform, it has been expanded. 9 new commodities they are being added. जिनके नाम क्या हैं? It is green tea, ashwagandha dry roots, mustard oil, lavender oil, mentha oil, virgin oil, olive oil, and this is lavender dried flour and broken rice. So with this particular 9 new commodities which are added to the ENAM is acting as a this electronic platform where the farmers can be connected with the market. Okay, so here अगर ये जो 9 आपके crops या commodities add किए गए हैं, that means the farmers who are producing these 9 crops, they are going to get the chance to get connected with the facilities of ENAM. Okay, so that has been done under this expansion, and with this expansion, kitne tradable agriculture commodities are integrated with this ENAM? It is 247. Okay, so that ENAM is properly managed by this autonomous society जिसका नाम है Small Farmers Agri Business Consortium, right? Now, Ministry of Communication. So, recently SATCOM, या Satellite Communication Summit, it has been held under the genesis of 9th India Mobile Congress with the theme that is Space Networks for Universal Connectivity. So here the key highlight was the Digital Bharat Nidhi, which is going to replace this Universal Service Obligation Fund. Okay, so Universal Service Obligation Fund, it is more like a जो भी आपके telecom operators होते हैं, they are supposed to pay some 5% of universal service, एक levy लगता है उनके जो भी gross revenue उनका produce होता है. So on that 5% का levy has been imposed, and that levy is acting as a fund. Okay, so that fund is now going to called as a Digital Bharat Nidhi. Okay, so what is this fund? So it is acting as a pool of fund which is going to be generated by 5% of the universal service levy, right? And that is being applied on the adjusted gross revenue of the telecom operator. Okay, so that you need to remember. This fund is, अच्छा इस fund का utilization कैसे किया जाएगा? This fund is being created, जो भी उनके ऊपर levy लग रहा है, this fund is being created so that जो भी आपके underserved regions है जहाँ पे आपके digital connectivity नहीं पहुँच सकती, so that can be provided to those areas. So जो भी remote villages हैं या फिर rural areas हैं, they will be integrated, they will be connected under with the fund that is being created under the name of Digital Bharat Nidhi. So 38,260 remote villages, they will be going to get the benefit of it with the total investment of 40,000 crore rupees. Okay. Now, India का Setcom market की अगर हम बात करें, it is expected to triple to 14.8 billion by 2033, which is actually at $4.3 billion in 2024. So, आपका potential एक market है Setcom market का जो कि हम इसके benefit ले सकते हैं. Now 900 crore national Setcom monitoring facilities which will safeguard the spectrum assets are going to strengthen this India satellite gateway. Now IMC, India Mobile Congress, it is being jointly organized by Department of Telecommunication and Cellular Operator Association of India with the theme that is Innovate to Transform. National Postal Week has been recently celebrated. Postal जो communication होते हैं, messages होते हैं, उनको post के through promote करने के लिए this particular Postal Week was celebrated by Department of Post from 7th to 11th of October. Now, National Communication Academy, NCA, and GSMA, that is the GSM Association, it has signed this MOU so that they can cooperate in terms of the next generation technology for sustainable digital transformation. Okay, so policy development, research, training, capacity building in the telecommunication sector will be the objective of this MOU that is signed between the NCA and GSMA. Again, the IMC 2025, in which Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has participated. So on this occasion, he has also inaugurated International 6G Symposium 2025. Okay. Now, in this symposium, 2 MOU has been signed with the NESCOM and European Space Agency. So please remember this, NESCOM and European Space Agency के साथ ये MOU sign किया गया है in terms of collaborating to promote the 6G adoption. Okay, or 6G network. So Bharat 6G Alliance also released 4 white papers, different white papers जो भी framework है, roadmap है, they are being discussed in this 4 white papers. And what is this Bharat Map 6G Alliance? It is actually launched on 3rd of July 2023, facilitating the realization of Bharat 6G vision. Okay, so that was the idea of Prime Minister Modi. And here this Bharat 6G Alliance is industry-led body facilitating by the government of India. So acting as a collaborative platform जहाँ पे जो different companies हैं, private or the public companies or the academia, they can be collaborating in terms of arranging the things for the adoption of 6G networks. Now we have National Archives. It has organized the exhibition जिसका नाम है सुशासन और अभिलेख 2025. So 10th of October को इन्होंने ये किया था. And here this National Archives of India, it was actually established during the colonial time period. 11th of March 1891 को कोलकाता में ये build किया गया था. And that was इसका जो headquarter है, it was relocated in year 1937. Okay, and this particular building was the iconic building which was designed by the Sir Edwin Luton. Okay, and it was completed in 1926. It's a nodal agency for the implementation of Public Record Act 1993. Okay, now 93rd Indian Air Force Day. It is celebrated on 8th of October with the theme India Air Force, infallible, impervious and precise. Ministry of Education, so the government has launched this tobacco free youth campaign. So when we see the data of Global Youth Tobacco Survey, 8.4% of the student of the age of 13 to 15 years, they are using the tobacco product. Okay, so that is something daunting for us. This particular data or the survey reflects a lot about the the drug abuse that is being done or which is very prevalent among the youth. So for that, tobacco free youth campaign has been run by Ministry of Education so that tobacco free learning environment या फिर awareness हम promote कर सके. Ministry of Electronics and IT. So here they have talked about the indigenous agri-tech innovation. Real world को जो impact कर रहे हैं आपके issues, specifically the agriculture sector को जो आपकी seeds हैं या productivity हैं आपके agriculture की, if they are getting impacted, so for that innovation or the technology should be integrated with this. So Agri-NX, it's a national program of MeitY which involves the research and deployment of the technology in the agriculture sector and specifically in the environment sector. So that is being developed or implemented by the CDAC Kolkata. So this is the nodal agency for this particular program. So here talked about कि किस तरीके से जो आपका waste हैं उनको manage कर सकते हैं with the technology. So they have launched the sensor based odor monitoring device. Again CDAC कोलकाता ने इसे develop किया है. Okay, for the odor nuisances, जो भी municipal solid waste हैं उनको properly manage या फिर address करने के लिए या processing units establish करने के लिए this particular device has been developed. Now we have paperless governance, which is going to ensured by this National E-Governance Division, which is working with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and National E-Governance Services Limited, which is actually being regulated by Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. So they have signed this MOU to integrate this digital document management for the business and government entities. So जो paper with the paper जो भी आपके governance किए जाते हैं, जो भी आपके data sharing की जाती हैं, they are moved to this particular real-time digital documentation. Okay. So remember about this particular body, NESL. This is the information utility body which is acting with the IBPS and it is being regulated under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Okay, and acting as a repository of financial information which are being submitted by different creditors. Right? So DigiLocker related जो भी आपके documentation है under this particular MOU, they will be seamlessly exchanged by these bodies. Right? So this was about the 7th and 8th of October PIB articles that we have covered. Let's meet in the next session and we will be discussing few more articles from the PIB. Thank you.